What if the most successful indie game of all time was made by just one person, in his free time, using Java? This is the story of Minecraft, a game that started as a simple sandbox and grew into a world of infinite creativity. A game that proved something powerful. You don't need a big budget to build a legend. Sometimes all you need are blocks. Our story begins in 2009 in Stockholm, Sweden. Marcus Persson, also known as Notch, was working as a programmer. He had jobs at companies like King, the creators of Candy Crush, and Jalboom, a photo sharing site. But something was missing. He wanted to make something of his own, something creative, something open-ended, something fun. Notch had always loved games that gave players tools instead of goals. He was inspired by games like Dwarf Fortress, with its steep simulation and complexity, Roller Coaster Tycoon, where you build your own park your way, Infiniminer, a lesser-known game with blocky graphics and digging mechanics. Infiniminer especially sparked an idea. The two games looked similar on the surface. Both had blocky worlds, mining, and exploration. But Infiniminer was more focused on competition. Not so something else. What if you could take the same block-based world and give players even more freedom? Instead of winning, what if the point was just to play? Notch started coding right away. He used Java, a language he was already comfortable with. He didn't use a complex game engine like Unity or Unreal. Instead, he built his own simple engine from scratch, using the lightweight Java game library for rendering and sound. He handled everything alone: graphics, physics, word generation, sound, input, everything. He posted early builds online, letting players try it for free. People could give feedback and suggest new features. Notch listened. He updated the game constantly, sometimes every few days. It wasn't polished. It didn't have tutorials or menus, but it had potential. And people saw it. What started as a side project quickly caught fire. So, what made Minecraft different? It didn't tell you what to do. There was no story, no quest, no final boss. At least not at first. You spawned in a randomly generated world made entirely of blocks. And then, it was all up to you. You could build a house, fight off zombies at night, explore deep caves, craft tools and weapons, or just plant flowers and watch the sunrise. The game was built around procedural generation, meaning every world was created by algorithms, not hand-designed. That made every playthrough unique. For developers, this was a technical marvel. Worlds were practically infinite. The terrain was diverse, with mountains, oceans, caves, and forests, all generated in real time. For players, it was a playground of freedom. There were no instructions. You experimented. You failed. You tried again. There was no wrong way to play. And that openness, that sense of creative freedom, was pure magic. As Minecraft got bigger, something amazing happened. The players started building not just inside the game, but outside it too. The community created mods and added new creators, tools, magic systems, texture packs, multiplayer servers, custom maps, even entirely new dimensions. Some fan-made modes became legendary. Hunger Games, a survival competition with one winner. Bed Wars, where players defend a bed and try to destroy others. Skyblock, where you survive on a tiny floating island. These weren't made by Mojang, they were made by players. And then there were the YouTubers, creators like Captain Sparkles, Stampy, and Dream. Minecraft became more than a game. It became a platform. a shared language between millions of players around the world. It was culture. By 2010, Minecraft was making enough money for Notch to go full-time. He quit his day job and created a company, Mojang. The team stayed small at first, but then they grew quickly. They added new features like the Nether, a dangerous hell-like dimension, Redstone, which let players build complex machines and contraptions, mobs like Endermen, wolves, villagers, and bosses. In 2011, Minecraft was officially released as version 1. But by then, it had already sold millions of copies. It spread not through ads, but through players sharing it with each other. It was already viral. Then came the big shift. In 2014, Microsoft bought Mojang for $2.5 billion. It was one of the biggest acquisitions in gaming history. Some fans were nervous. Would Minecraft stay indie? Would it lose its soul? But Mojang kept its identity. The game kept growing, with updates like Bees, the End update, Caves and Cliffs, Archaeology, and more. New additions appeared on consoles, mobile, and education platforms. Minecraft didn't shrink under Microsoft. It got bigger. Today, Minecraft is the best-selling video game in history. Over 300 million copies sold. Played in homes, classrooms, hospitals, even in space. Streamed by YouTubers. Modded by coders. Rebuilt block by block by fans. But the numbers are not the most important thing. Minecraft represents something deeper. It's proof that one person can build something worth changing. Simple ideas can be the most powerful, and games don't need cutting-edge graphics to inspire imagination. It's used in schools to teach kids about math, history, architecture, and teamwork. It has helped people learn to code. And it's inspired thousands of other indie developers to try creating their own games. Most of all, it reminds us, games can be whatever we want them to be. Now, this video could end here, but it won't, because we have to talk about the deeper part of the story. We all know Minecraft, but not everyone knows the cost of creating something big. Marcus Persson reached the dream of every indie developer. He made a hit, a global phenomenon. But success comes with a price. As Minecraft grew, Marcus had to shift from being just a developer to being an entrepreneur. He had to manage a company. This wasn't the creative joy of building a game block by block. It was the stress of running a growing business. And that probably changed things for him. But we don't know it for sure. Eventually, after the Microsoft deal, Marcus had become increasingly distant from the game's direction. Some of his tweets, viewed as offensive, caused a backlash. In response, Microsoft officially distanced Minecraft from him, removing references to Notch from the game's splash screen. He had made something incredible, but also, in a way, it had taken him away from what he loved. Sometimes, the thing you built with love becomes so big it pulls you away from the reason you started in first place. It's a reminder that game development isn't just about fame or money. It's about the journey. The joy of creating something from nothing. The challenge is holding on to that joy, especially when the world is watching. And that's the story of Minecraft. A game made block by block, by one developer, powered by passion, community, and infinite creativity, and still growing more than a decade later. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like and subscribe for more indie game stories. And let me know in the comments, what indie game should I cover next? Thanks for watching.